Today we talk about overthinking. We talk about which thought to really allow in and which thought can actually really just pass. And you see, I'm already giving you options here because life is about options. And I like to see the bigger picture and the understanding whether we are following something or not, and it's in our hands to choose. My name is Patricia. I'm a certified life coach. And if you're new on this platform, then hit that subscribe button if you like this video. And I will continue doing videos like this every Thursday, which is actually helping your progress as well to stay on track and, click through the other videos and see whether there is something that is actually allowing you to grow, and not only in personal but also in professional life, right? It's something that we all need. Like, the more you know yourself, the better you can present yourself because you know yourself. And this actually just gives you a lot of inner peace when you know what you want, when you know how to get there, where to plan your next steps. So this is what this video or what this channel is all about. We dive into the video shortly. All right, if you haven't done already, then grab a coffee, grab your tea, grab your water, whatever. Let's have a chat and let's really be open in this communication, right? Let's be super, super duper honest with ourselves, because really that's all you need, right? You see, so many times I see this pattern we have of like, I feel this, I don't want to feel it, and then you leave. I think this, do I need to attend? Yes, it's a thought, it's super important. We really have to specify, right? To understand the mind, it's quite hard. Like, how can you really know what is going on in your mind? And, like, finding all those kind of little things that go together and gives you the big overview. To be really honest, there are so many days I'm like, now I think I found out something more. How is that even possible, right? I mean, at one point you should think, okay, now I know how the mind works. I believe there will be never really a time where you are like, I got it, fully completed, now we're done. I don't think so. Now, what I've discovered over, a few years actually, is that each thought we have, I like to see them as a cloud which is coming in, right? So when you are having these thoughts, and remember, please, you have over 60,000 thoughts per day. Okay, that's massive. So understand that you're not giving every single thought really importance, right? You're selecting. Now, who is selecting? Are you choosing to select, or is some unconscious program running which ones are important? Well, I believe you already know the answer. It's our subconscious mind who is actually trying to convince us which ones are important, which ones are not. And that's sometimes also why we wake up in the morning and we are like, gosh, I really don't feel like doing anything. I'm unhappy. It's unpleasant this morning. Well, actually, you just slept. Nothing really happened. I mean, you see? So when your mood is actually straight connected to your thoughts, don't you think that you then actually want to be in charge? You do, right? You do. Because just letting it flow and going somewhere, it doesn't really help you, okay? And you are very much in control of them. I believed for many years you're not, and you are just like, this is just the way I am. This is what I am. Like, I cannot change that. But that's an idea we have, which is about who are you? Are you your thoughts? No, you're not. Are you your emotions? No, you're not. Your essence is something else. And so who you really truly are has nothing to do with your thoughts or your emotions, your thinking patterns whatsoever. That's not who you are. That's conditioning, okay? That is something else. But that has nothing to do who you are here. Don't get confused with those two. It's very important that you are making a difference between that, okay? And so when we are really talking about thoughts that are coming in, and you recognize, oh gosh, it's coming in again and again and again, telling you that you're unhappy, unsatisfied, your job is miserable, you don't have enough money, your partner is blah 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 whatsoever, but it's heavy, it's negative, you can feel the suffering, right? You can feel the intense emotion, okay? And so there is like this idea of really feeling into what you feel and allowing yourself to feel it. I mean, have you ever had an emotion coming in that was so unpleasant and all you wanted to do was like pushing it away, right? You just wanted it to leave. And I'm sure you have. You see, we all do. We all have these feelings, and it's a matter of how we actually treat ourselves in that way. And it's such a strange idea to say, okay, I'm not going to feel it. You see? When you feel an emotion and it's coming in and it's unpleasant, why don't you invite it in and say, it's okay. Even if I feel like this, I still love myself. I still accept myself. I still appreciate myself. The emotion itself is not going to make any change of how I feel about myself. I'm safe, okay? I'm safe, I'm protected. I will protect myself, even though I feel weak, even though I feel pain, even though I feel anger. You see, all of that, if I'm allowing myself to actually feel it, just try it now. How do you feel? Is it pleasant? Is it unpleasant? How do you feel? And then allow it in and say exactly what I just said, that you're protected, I'm safe. And no matter what I feel, I love myself unconditionally. You see, you liberate. It's very liberating because you are freeing yourself from the resistance of feeling it. And that actually itself makes it so easy. See? Because what you feel is not who you are, and it's really a huge difference. So allow yourself to really dig into that and to feel it with every cell you have, and you will see it will disappear. And that's the one of the main things that I'm usually telling my clients is like, as soon as we are doing that, they can feel how it's leaving their body. You always have to consider that your body is remembering all those feelings, is remembering your emotions, and it's stored. Okay? So your body is continuously feeling that, and you're just like, no, goodbye. I'm not here for myself. I'm just gonna leave. Well, what is your body supposed to do? Right? You got to give some assistance, right? In order for the body to process and to release this whole thing, you got to do some work. It's not big work, right? I mean, it's just very different to what we are used to. Okay, so now a little sip. Now let's go to the overthinking part, right? Have you ever had a thought that is coming in all the time? Or maybe not even all the time, maybe it's very sudden. And then you start to really dig into that thought. And you're like kind of analyzing, but like really crazy analyzing, right? You create this whole story. Maybe you're even romanticizing this kind of thought you just had, even though you know that, I don't know, let's say this is about the person, right? You know that this is not going to happen. Like you know by sure it's not going to happen. So you start to open up this thought. Then you're starting to create like a map of like massive what ifs, and you make it really, really huge. Really huge. You start to really put in feelings, emotions, and it's, you know, either way really heavy on you. You start to dream like crazy, okay? We assume now it's about the person that you really like, and imagine that this is gonna come in over and over again. So now here it's about, do you really have to give attendance? No. Do you really have to give focus? That's maybe not the right word, but the attention. There we go. Unbelievable. Do you really have to give attention to all your thoughts? No. You see? No. And the thing is, when you start to open up to yourself, then you know which thoughts are actually helping you and which ones are weighing you down. So not each thought has actually a potential to you or for you to grow in a good sense, right? In a spiritual sense, in a whatever, right? I mean, not every thought actually has potential to grow. Sometimes we are just going down the rabbit hole, and we are doing this over and over again, trying to kind of figure it out, right? Figuring it out why it happened this way, and making a story out of basically the blue, right? So, and then in addition, which is really interesting, we can also feel so much. Have you ever experienced that? Can you relate to this? Write me a comment. I'm really curious. We can feel it, right? We can really, really dig into something and making it big. I think at this point it's really important to see like whether this is helpful for you or not. This needs quite an awareness state from you. It needs to be it's a very conscious decision, okay? You're very aware of your patterns, your thought patterns, your emotions, and you know that this thought is not really what you want to go for, right? And you're letting it pass. What's the problem if a thought comes in and you let it pass? We think we need to attain it because it's there. We don't. You see, you don't have to entertain that thought that has no value for you. You don't. You're just letting it pass, and at one moment this thought is not going to return because there is, you're not doing much with it, so it's gonna leave, right? And even if it's not, it's like, so what? Why would you be so disturbed if a thought is not always in your highest potential? So what? You can choose. You have 60,000 thoughts per day. Maybe even more than that. You see? So why would you choose those ones that are really crappy and going down the rabbit hole when you have the option to go for something that is a little bit more joyful? You see, what you need to follow rather is the being aware or conscious awareness. Is this healthy for me? Is this in my highest good? Is this something I want to entertain on the long run, right? So whenever I ask my clients to do that, they're like, oh, aha, I don't have to entertain every single thought. And then I'm like, no, of course not. Here's the thing. This is what we learned, right? It's like when it's in our head, it must be, something must be true or something must be there. And then it creates this big, intense suffering because maybe you are in love with someone and you start to really romanticize that kind of thought and you're making it huge and big and so on. And it's like, it's not doing you really much, right? It's not doing you any favor. You're closing yourself off from real opportunities, and that's creating a suffering for you, a pain, because you feel that you cannot move on. For example, you kind of feel stuck. But who made you stuck? Well, yourself, right? But the truth is as well that you can get out of this any single time. Today, actually. Tomorrow, when you're ready. You can always step out of these kind of patterns because we are kind of fooling ourselves, thinking that, this is what we have to go for, or there is no other option, right? I tell you, there is. So try this out. Try out to say no to thoughts that are not helpful for you, not useful. The overthinking part is that's only here. You gotta ask your heart for the resolution. That's not coming from the mind. The mind is only doing what it knows. It's not expanding, really, right? So ask the heart. If the heart is like, I don't want to interact with that person anyways, because, blah, blah, blah. Why are you entertaining it? You don't need to entertain it, right? So, I want to know from you now. Let me know in the comment section if this video actually has helped you, and let me also know if you're new on this channel. I'm really happy to hear from you, and leave me a comment and say hi. I see you next time, next Thursday. And with this, I wish you a very pleasant day. Enjoy. Don't forget to smile. And don't take yourself all the time so serious, because I really feel like sometimes it's good to just, smile and think like, oh, I did that. Oh well. And then laugh. So what? Right? So what? What's the problem? Okay? So don't take yourself too serious on this whole thing. You're trying your best, and that's more than enough. And so that's something that we always have to keep in mind while doing this inner work. Okay? First the inner work, and then you're gonna see some results in the outside world. All right, with this, my friends, I wish you bye-bye.